This is a great piece of advice that was given to me by one of my best friends who was a professional athlete as well, and I think it applies to more than just being an athlete, but like what you value yourself and your services needs to always be more than what you expect. People always undersell themselves. It's something that took me a long time to change my perspective on, is not undervaluing myself. So I tell them to, whatever they think that they're worth, add a little bit more to that, and then that's what you should ask for.
Earlier today we did the V2 qualifying workout, thrusters and toes to bar.
Oh, that was a good workout.
Now, that got you a minute ahead of the other guys in that heat, and we've seen workouts like this in the past with the Torian Pros for Fantasyland where you got ahead of Rich Froning on an overall score. What is it about toes to bar and thrusters that was just so easy for you to cycle better than the other boys and some of the top athletes in Australia?
I feel really confident with my gymnastics, so toes to bar, pull-ups, chest to bars, muscle-ups. Thrusters get me a little bit, so I find with thrusters I pace it a lot more, and I find that little bit of pace there, I can rest on the thrusters and push myself a bit more on the gymnastics, where I find most guys it's the other way around. They'll push themselves on the thrusters and rest on the gymnastics, and I find like it's less taxing going for big sets in gymnastics than with thrusters. So if I break up my set of thrusters, which I normally do, I don't sort of gas out as quick, where I can recover a lot faster off my gymnastics.
So we got the ACC coming up this coming week, Evan. What is your thoughts on the ACC?
I went down and watched it last year and it looked like a pretty cool comp. Like, it's in like a basketball stadium, so the floor comes right down to the ground, so you can sit right on sort of court side with it. So the atmosphere seemed pretty sick, and it looked like fun. Do you know what I mean? I really enjoy competing, so it's just another opportunity for me to compete.
Who's your biggest competition at the ACC? We've got some kind of big Australian names down there, but is there anyone there you're kind of eyeing off?
Not really, to be honest with you. Like, you can look into all these guys and see how well they're doing and what they've done in the past, but it just is what it is on the day. And I think my biggest competition, my biggest thing to overcome is myself. Like, I'm not really concerned about what others can and can't do. Like, you might have grown up swimming in the ocean, cool, like you're going to be good at swimming, but you know, when it comes to a heavy clean and jerk or a snatch, like, I'm backing myself for that. So I think it's too hard to defer onto others and to see what they're doing. So I just focus on what I need to do and what I need to execute. And so for me, it's just my own head's my biggest competition.
Do you know, or do you have an idea of what kind of events you'd be expecting? Let's just say, I know we know that the first event is a beach sprint, but what other things are you expecting this weekend?
Well, I dare say if they're going to organise us all to go to the beach, that we're probably going to do like a swim as well. So it's beach flags to start with by the looks of it, and then like a beach event. And then looking for the next, it's 3 more days of competition. At it last year, there was a lot of sort of high school gymnastics, and there was only sort of one heavy barbell sort of event. So I like all that sort of stuff. Like there's nothing that I'm dreading too much. My biggest sort of deficiency was sort of that combination of running and swimming, which is something that I've really worked on. So I'm not really dreading anything. Just take it as it comes.
What are your goals for the ACCC? Like, what do you want to get out of this?
I was talking to my partner the other day, and I was saying that, well, like the Torian Pro and even Dubai, like I did a lot of visualization on looking through the process and the steps of where I wanted to be. And like with Torian, I visualized myself on the podium, and then every night before I go to bed, I'd visualize one step back from that until I recreated everything that I needed to do to get me to that end point. With the ACC, I wanted to try it a little bit differently. I've got a new system now, a new training program, with a new team and coach. So for me, it's getting reps in. My ultimate goal has always been the games next year or next season. So everything that's happened to me this season has just been a bonus, or like it's just proving that what I'm doing is working. So the ACC for me is just another rep. It's just like getting better at my clean and jerk, getting better at pull-ups. It's just accumulating reps, and all I'm trying to do is just accumulate reps against high-level competitors, and making sure where I'm going is in the right direction. And then next season, when I need to pull it all together, I'll have enough data that I know that where I'm heading is the right way and what I'm doing is correct.
Torian Pro, we saw you wear something pretty extravagant, but yeah. I know that Dubai you weren't allowed to wear anything outside of what they allowed you to.
Yeah.
Will we be seeing anything as extravagant at the ACC?
I've talked before about sponsors and what I expect from them and sort of things like that. So I've sort of backed myself into a little corner there. So I've sort of been given what I need to wear for the events. So there's nothing too crazy in there, but I've got some to and from outfits prepared that I think express who I am and something a little bit different. I feel like CrossFit's a little bit too vanilla sometimes, and everyone's too concerned about everyone else's feelings, or just trying not to stand out too much, where I don't really give a fuck.
Harry has an issue. He can't find a girlfriend or a girl in general that'll just spend more than 5 minutes with him. So taking him under my wing and I'm trying to help him out.
Sun
So Evan, how come the clean and jerk workout you did in episode 4 with the double dumbbells at 30 kilos, how come that was 1 minute slower than a workout exactly the same done at a heavier weight with a barbell?
I haven't done a whole lot of dumbbell work. I've only probably started doing it the last 2 years. Before then it was just always barbell for like the whole time we're doing CrossFit. So when it comes to a barbell, I feel so much more comfortable, where with the dumbbells, because it's like there's no barbell, there's nothing connecting them. It's a lot more sort of unilateral work, and that's what I find like smokes me out real fast. So when I have a workout which was dumbbell brace with 230s, it just blew me out so much more than what the barbell did. Like I finished the dumbbells and I felt like I was sort of at my limit for pace wise, but with barbell, I finished, and you know, sometimes you're like, I probably could have gone like 5 or 6 seconds quicker. So I don't know, I find I can push myself more with the barbell because I've had more experience with the bar.
The 140 power clean split jerk. How did you feel hitting that after doing 30 clean and jerks per time?
Yeah, I felt really good. Like a big focus of my training over the last sort of 6 months, and then more recently I've sort of been doing less strength work to try and just build my engine, because a lot of CrossFit's sort of starting to veer a little bit away from strength being as much of a necessity. So my strength level as is fine. So to hit the 140, like fucking super stoked with that. Like I feel like I've maintained a lot of my strength, even though I haven't been doing a lot of strength work.
Being the third fittest man in Australia, training with the second, just that gap you can see. Like I've just about got him, but just a bit more training. Pretty much all rep for rep, but bad shoulder you see, so slowed me down a bit.
What's it like being the people's champion?
It's a nickname where, due to the, how do I put it, how respected of a nickname it is, I've sometimes got to put myself in positions where I don't want to be. But when you're such an inspiration to so many athletes, you've sometimes just got to bite down and just do the workouts, and then it shows every athlete that they can do it. Not as well as me, but they can do it.
Ladies, he's single, ready to mingle. Hit him up, Big Haz. Or as I like to call him, Big Hoss. I guess the match.
Who are you being sponsored by at the ACC?
So supporting me this for the ACC, as always, I've got Bullet, who's been my biggest supporter the whole way. They're backing me with everything and anything that I need, which I love. The Wildlife's come on to help me out with some stuff. Also hooked up all my boys with some free gear, so I'll take it. Anything for the crew. 6'4", my training systems, they're on board, they've got me all the way. And then finally, it's just something outside of the box. Hope Community, which is a local church group in our area, great group of people. Their pastor's a good friend of mine, so they've come on to help it out. So all these people are they back me, they believe in me, which is a big help. And at the end of the day, I'm not going to sell myself out for a free bag of protein. So
when we look at being an athlete and obviously trying to live the dream of being able to train full time without worrying about income and making money and getting by, what would you suggest for an up and coming athlete when they look at sponsorship and how they should word themselves or act around sponsors to get the most out of their deal without having to sell their soul?
This is a great piece of advice that was given to me by one of my best friends who was a professional athlete as well, and I think it applies to more than just being an athlete, but like what you value yourself and your services needs to always be more than what you expect. People always undersell themselves. It's something that took me a long time to change my perspective on, is not undervaluing myself. So I tell them to, whatever they think that they're worth, add a little bit more to that, and then that's what you should ask for. Like for me, like this weekend, it's all covered, it's all paid for, everything. Like there's no out of pocket expense for me, and I'm probably gonna, without winning any money, I'm still gonna be in a good position. And like, I'm an up and coming athlete compared to some of these other guys, but they've got sponsors that I know are making hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. If they're not giving them financial backing, well then they're just fucking stupid. Like I see some of these companies, like big equipment companies, like there's one that sponsors a lot of athletes around the place, and they've got a whole heap of like ambassadors, so they give them a free shirt and a free backpack. Cool. How does that help at the end of the day? Even like, I always say, don't sell yourself for a free bag of protein. Like, yeah, you need some supplements, but like, if you're not getting any other support, like it's really not necessary, and you're just cutting yourself short. So know your value and ask for more. If they're not gonna give it to you, well then you're better off without them until you have that. If you visualize and see what you want and expect what you want, it's gonna happen as long as you stay to that. If you defer from there, then you're gonna get taken advantage of, and you're gonna lose a lot of opportunities, and you're just gonna suffer.